Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, my name is Ayuni Sulistiowati. I'm from class 1B Psychology University of Persada Indonesia YAI. Now I'm want to presentation the 12 assignment. The topic is intelligence. The first material is question. 1. What is intelligence? Give the example to support your explanation. The answer is intelligence is an ability to learn or to understand. For example, people who are intelligent learn what they are taught easily and quickly. 2. What is intelligence for? The answer is intelligence to learn and to understand. 3. Can intelligence be measured? How? The answer is, my psychologists believe that intelligence can be measured with various kinds of tests. How to measure someone's intelligence by following a psychological test. 4. Explain the correlation between intelligence, a test, and a life. The answer is, if a person can deal intelligently with some problems in a test, he or she will also deal intelligently with problems in everyday life. 5. What is IQ? The answer is IQ, or intelligence quotient, is a score obtained from a measure of intelligence. 6. Is someone who has a high IQ always smart? Why? The answer is yes, because people who have high IQ are intelligent and smart people in solving the problems they have, and they are good at socializing and adapting. 7. Human beings are the most intelligent animals. What does this statement mean? The answer is animals and humans are the same, created by God. Animals do not have the same brains and intelligence as humans. Humans have thoughts, feelings, and also a social spirit. But animals also have their own intelligence. That is, they can know who their enemies and friends are. They know how to forage for food. The second material is exercise 2. Read the paragraph in which the following italicized idioms or expressions are found. Then find the best meaning of idioms or expression as used in the context in the text. Question number 1. People who are intelligent learn what they are taught easily and quickly. The idiom in the text is taught easily and quickly. The explanation: if someone who is given learning easily and quickly understand, then that person an IQ above average. 2. The scientists believe that if a person can deal intelligently with some problems in the test, she or she will also deal intelligently with problems in everyday life. The idiom in the text is deal intelligently with problems in everyday life. The explanation is, if a person has as much intelligence as any problem in life, he will struggle to solve it carefully and intelligently. 3. Since a human being is certainly not the biggest animal or the animal with the biggest brain, intelligence cannot be measured by size. The idiom in the text is the biggest brain. The explanation is intelligence is a gift from God. Therefore, we must be grateful for the gift, and we also have to maintain and hone this intelligence. Number 4. An animal in the jungle knows who its enemies are, and it keeps food off their way. It knows what foods are good for it and how to find this food. The idiom in the text is an animal in the jungle and keeps food off their way. The explanation is if animals alone can know who their enemies are and who they get their food, then humans who have more sense than animals should be more sensitive to the situation and conditions of who they solve problems in their lives. 5. Rats used intelligence to get a food that seems out of their reach. They also learn to avoid that has been poisoned. The idiom is get a food that seems out of their reach. The explanation is humans have the intelligence to do something they want. Example is if they want to buy a laptop for college, they have saved first. The third material is exercise 3. To understand the text display, answer these following cases. Number 1. What can animal read, do mathematics, and build buildings? The answer is because non-human animals have intelligence above average, but animals also have their own intelligence. He can also know who their enemy or friends are, and he also understands who they find food. Number 2, there are two persons. One is 8 years old and the other is 16 years old. Both of them have mental age of 12. A. Describe the person who has a chronological age of 8 and mental age of 12. The answer is a person who has a chronological age of 8 years and a mental age of 12 years. It can be concluded that a person's IQ is above average because the person has an IQ of 150. B. Describe the person who has a chronological age of 16 and a mental age of 8. The answer is a person who has a chronological age of 16 years and a mental age of 8 years. It can be concluded as the person's IQ is below the average because that person only has an IQ of 50. C. Computer their IQ and explain the result verbally. The answer is calculates the IQ score. To calculate someone's IQ, use the following formulas. The formula is IQ is equals to mental age divided by a chronological age times 100. For example is there is person who has a chronological age of 16 years and mental age of 8 years. What is the answer? The answer is IQ is equal to MA or mental age divided by CA or chronological age times 100. So 8 divided 16 times 100, and 0.x times 100, and the equal is 50. Then the person's IQ is 50. D. Give the reason why there is a person who has chronological age of 8 and mental age of 12. The answer is because a person who has a chronological age of 8 years and a mental age of 12 years, it can be concluded that a person's IQ is above average because that person has an IQ of 150 and his behavior is more mature and intelligent. E. Give the reason why there is a person who has chronological age of 16 and a mental age of 12. The answer is because someone who has a chronological age of 16 years and a mental age of 12 years, it can be concluded that a person's IQ is below average because that person is not that mature. Number 3, answer the questions on paragraph 6 and find other reference to strengthen your answer. A. What makes one person intelligent and another not so diligent? The answer is there are several factors that affect intelligence. The first factor is congenital, namely research shows that individuals who came from one family have a high correlation. The second factor is intelligence is very influenced by the brain, so the brain needs balanced nutrition and intellectual stimulation. If nutrition is fulfilled, then someone will be smart, and if someone is malnourished, then that person is not smart. Number B. Are people born with the basic intelligence that they will have their lives? The answer is yes. C. Is intelligence affected by a person's home life or the number of books she or he read? Scientists are still studying these questions. The answer, I think yes, because if someone is less intelligent and someone is married to a partner who is very intelligent, then that person will give birth to an intelligent child, and the number of books he reads can also affect because reading someone will have broader horizons. So this is the last material is exercise 4. Without referring to the text, fill the blanks in the following sentence with the correct word from the list. You may change the tense, number, of, or from of the word to fit the context. Number 1. He is afraid of blah blah blah. His boss after making such full of himself at the meeting. Actually, he has to meet boss soon. The answer is face. Number 2, he is blah 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 his thumb. He always does it whenever he wants to eat something. The answer is sock. Number 3, if we want to know whether someone is smart or not, we have to know his IQ. My friend said, "How can we know the IQ?" I asked. Without answering, he gave me a piece of paper with the explanation how to calculate IQ. That is blah blah blah, and the answer is determined. Number 4, he was born in 1970 and he died in 1980. According to blah 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 blah, he died when he was 10 years old, and the answer is chronological age. Zevi is smart student, but her blah 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 blah, she can do tasks easily and quickly. The answer is intelligent. 6. She is 16 years old but has blah 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 of 5. The way she thinks and the way the talks is like a child. And the answer is mental age. 7. As a good shopkeeper, she has to be able to solve every problem politely. Even when she faces an angry customer, he must blah 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 blah. Sorry, I mean is she must blah 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 something to do with him sagely. And the answer is perform. 8. He really feels sad when his girlfriend gets married with another. He brings his sadness to everywhere. His sadness, blah 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 blah, his life, involving his result of his final test, and the answer is a represent effect. 9. It is difficult to tell his life story. He is married to Susan, but Susan is in love with his brother. He is, on the other hand, in love with his sister-in-law. Oh, it is too blah 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 to explain. The answer is complex. 10. If we want to fly, we need practice and practice. Even we have to look for the method and learn how to fly well. However, a little bird can fly without learning much. It flies by using its blah 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 blah, and the answer is instinct. Okay guys, that the presentation from me. I hope you all understand, and I'm sorry so many mistakes, and thank you so much for your attention, and assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.